Welcome to Sage Audio. Today let's look at how to edit vocals, but first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Find good takes, make comp. For this video, I'm going to show you step by step what I like to do before processing vocals. Additionally, this is what many professional studios do when they're editing vocals, and it's pretty common for an apprentice to be given these types of tasks, so it's a great skill set to have. First things first, let's create a lead vocal comp by listening intently to our vocal takes and deciding which one sounds best and match in terms of style and performance. I like to isolate the ones that I want for the comp and color code them. Then I'll move them to a vocal comp track and mute the takes, but keep them just in case they're needed later on. Let's take a listen to our vocal comp, but keep in mind that more work will need to be done.
One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
Create needed shifts, cuts, and fades. Next, I want to listen to my comp in the context of the full production and decide if anything needs to be shifted in time, cut short, or faded to avoid pops and clicks. The one mistake I see engineers make is using crossfades on combined takes. Now sometimes this works, but if soloed, you often notice inconsistent or unnatural blending between the two signals, like a breath that unnaturally fades into another, and so on. So let's take a listen to our comp, time aligned with the track and with the needed fades.
One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free and it helps us bring you more videos. Balance dynamics with clip gain. Next, I'm going to find any sections that aren't dynamically balanced and isolate them before applying clip gain to increase or decrease their amplitude. Now, ideally, I want a dynamically balanced vocal that doesn't sound unnaturally uniform. Also, I'll leave my sibilants alone for now and address that next chapter. Now, when using clip gain to dynamically balance the vocal, crossfades do become useful. Let's take a listen to what a dynamically balanced but not too uniform vocal comp sounds like.
One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
Attenuate sibilants with clip gain. With my vocal dynamically balanced, I want to turn my attention to sibilants, aggressive or unwanted breaths, and plosives. Now it's easier if I increase the waveform's visual and look for clusters of waveforms to indicate sibilants or long, high amplitude waveforms to indicate low frequency plosives. Then I'll isolate them, reduce their amplitude with clip gain, and use crossfades to keep it sounding natural. Now just be sure not to make these too quiet or the vocal will sound strange. Let's take a listen.
One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
Export and phase align. For the next few chapters, we'll be working outside of our DAW, starting with iZotope's RX program. On the right side, I'll find the phase tool and then click suggest to measure how out of phase the vocal is, and then process the vocal to realign the phase. Now keep in mind that this doesn't change the vocal sound or even its amplitude. However, it changes how a processor will react to it. To illustrate this, let's listen to our now phase-aligned vocal being saturated and then the same vocal being saturated but with its phase completely shifted to one polarity. We should notice that with the same saturator settings, the processor does not react the same.
One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10, 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
D-click vocal subtly. After we've aligned the phase of the vocal, I'm going to find the D-click module on the right, set it to multi-band random clicks, use a high frequency skew, a low sensitivity, and very low click widening. To be sure I'm not over-processing, I'll solo the clicks. Then I'll unselect the solo click button before processing and exporting. Now in my opinion, this is one of the biggest differences I hear between pro vocals and not so pro vocals, since the more processing that you add to a vocal, the louder these clicks and mouth sounds will become. To illustrate this, let's take a listen to a before and after of our D-clicking, but with aggressive compression to hear how clicks become a lot more prominent when they're processed.
One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
Today's video is brought to you by LaLal AI, a next-generation neural network trained in separating and extracting various instruments and signals, all with minimal audio artifacts. To use it, simply upload your track, let the AI process it, and then preview the results. It can separate vocals from instrumentation, as well as drums, bass, electric guitar, and more. Additionally, they offer a vocal cleaning program that's great at attenuating unwanted noise from a vocal or dialogue. Right now, they're offering a free starter package, so check that out using the link in the description. Tune vocal, ideally with Melodyne. Let's start working on tuning the vocal. Now you could use a traditional tuner for this, but in terms of editing, I'd really recommend Melodyne. Here I'm just going to use the essential version, but it still covers a lot of bases. After importing the vocal, Melodyne will automatically detect the key. Then I can highlight and use the tuning tool to collectively snap the vocal segments to in-key notes. I'll start with this at a medium level, as well as do the same for the pitch drift, and then listen back to fine-tune using Alt or Option, and then dragging to what sounds most natural. Let's take a listen to the tuned vocal, but keep in mind that we still have one more step to do in Melodyne.
One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
If you're enjoying the channel, use the search box to watch more of our videos. Balance dynamics with Melodyne. Although we've already balanced our dynamics with clip gain earlier on, Melodyne offers a simple but useful dynamics processor. I'll simply click the tool to the right after highlighting all the notes and bring the quieter details up a little and the louder ones down a little, about 20 to 30% each way. Now, although this might seem redundant, there are some benefits of balancing dynamics with both clip gain and Melodyne. Balancing the dynamics with clip gain helped our other processors measure and affect the signal better. Balancing the dynamics in Melodyne helped compensate for small gain changes caused by tuning. Now at this point, our vocal is just about done being edited, so let's take a listen to a full before and after.
One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
Optional, peak normalized to -5 dB. Last up, we have 2 optional steps. The first is to normalize the vocal to -5 dB using peak normalization. Now, -5 dB is just my preference, but anything from -3 dB to -10 will work fine. The main idea is creating consistency with each vocal so that you know how it hits processing. So if I do this with every vocal that I work with, I'm going to know how its level will trigger or be interpreted by whatever processor I start my chain with. Optional, introduce high-pass filter. Although this might be considered mixing, I often like to use a high-pass filter on my vocal before exporting it as my fully edited lead vocal stem. Now this will cut out any of the hum or rumble that was added or present originally, and like the last optional step, create consistency. Now I'll keep this filter pretty far below the fundamental to avoid phase changes altering the frequency response, and I'll also use a 12 to 18 dB per octave slope. I'm going to use the last 2 optional steps, and then let's take a listen to the original unedited comp and this fully edited comp.
One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time. One lie out of 10. 2 times won't you be mine? We just can't pretend. Some things don't take time.
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.